Welcome back. It's OK Fixer, working on the Volkswagen again. We're going to put running boards on, some hubcaps, but I have to put the correct lug nuts on. I got me some correct lug nuts and door panels. And that's about as far as I can go until I get more parts. Still waiting a carburetor. Still waiting interior parts. The carburetor will probably come last. It's about a 2-month wait to have your carburetor rebuilt. Yeah, 2 months. In the meantime, I had ordered some parts from Rock Auto, and one thing that I ordered was running board installation kit. Okay. And they sent me this originally. Now, this is 2 of them. So this is 2 running board installation kits. Anybody see anything wrong with that? Yeah, I know. You're dealing with people that just grab part numbers off a bag. Okay. So I called shenanigans on that. And then they sent me these, which has the 10mm head bolts, M6 6x1s, and then the 12x125s, 13mm heads washers, lock washers, and the little fiber discs that go in between little plastic insulators. These, I took a look at them, are much nicer than, these are almost like the Dorman bolts you get, which is refreshing. They're not the gold ones, but they are quality. I remember way back when you used to be able to buy parts from J.C. Whitney, and I buy parts from J.C. Whitney, and you fill out the form and send them a money order and send it through the mail. Yeah, you know, this dates me a little while. And these nuts and bolts, the threads would be okay, but the bolts, the bolt heads were like half as thick, and some of them were offset, and washers were broken, and the holes in the washers were drilled wrong. Jeez, man. Oh, just terrible, terrible quality stuff. Anyways, okay, got those. Let's start putting our don't know what they're called, but they're these running boards. Our running boards on, and we'll dig out the door panels from underneath the 67 because they're laying underneath some wood to squash them flat. So remember, they were all warped. Well, there she is, and as you can attest by having to use that, these fit like dog balls. But here's the deal. These are $25 a piece opposed to $100 a piece. So for those of you that don't have any money, you know, that's a pretty fair, you know, it works. Don't know if I'd stand on it, but it's not bad. The material, the plastic material, is very cheap. But for this car, it serves its purpose. So you have to take into consideration what you're putting this on. So, you know, I look at these and how lovely they fit, and just, you know, how wonderful the chrome was and stuff. And yeah, that's a $100 running board right there. But these, that's a $25 running board for a fact. But it works. Here's our door cards. And as you remember, they were quite crooked, and now they are quite straight. Essentially, I took them apart and spritzeled a little water on them, and set them on a flat floor with some wood, and let them dry that way. And then I sorted them so they just wouldn't sit there and mold. Sorry, that's getting in the way. Kind of shuffled them around a little bit, and stuck them underneath This car, you remember this car? Boy, I like looking at that car. I just can't believe it, you know? You ever sit back and think about some of the things you did? And this is one of those things. It's like, wow. I can't believe it. I can't believe that car turned out that good. Anyways, okay, enough for that. Set them underneath that car. And I set some 2x4s on them, a couple pieces of cardboard and some 2x4s. And they just stayed nice and flat. And the same with the quarter cards. Nice and flat. In fact, they're more than flat. Kind of concaved. So we're going to put this together. And we're going to put it on that door. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not hard. If you run a little clear on the back of your door panel and let it soak in, what this does, it puts a little extra layer of protection on your door panel. Not much, but it keeps the moisture off. I'm washing it down right now with a little lacquer thinner, just cleaning everything, because I'm going to glue a plastic bag on it with a little adhesive. I'm using a little lacquer thinner. I use a little headliner adhesive, and I'm going to glue a plastic bag on here to keep the moisture away from the door panel. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be. I used a scented Glad bag, and it's the stretchy kind too. So yeah, you don't need to do that. You can just trim right around there with a razor blade, and then make an opening for your crank, and to make an opening for your to slide on, and then you can kind of poke holes where the pins are going to go. Beautiful weather barrier. Because our door panel is a little rotted, some of our climteruses are not going to be in there. It doesn't matter, because I have some nice little trim screws. You're going to put trim screws in your door panel? Sure, why not? And we'll probably put one down on the bottom or something. A couple, When you're not going to see them. They're black. They're beautiful. Black is beautiful. Hey, there you go. Okay. Sometimes you got to reach in there and move your clips around. Kind of. And sometimes they pop right in, but you just kind of got to see. There's one right there that's not going to be there. So if we put a trim screw there and on the other side, especially if you do one on either side, and it makes it look even. Oh, it's fabulous. Now, the spring. Where is the spring? Here. Here is the spring. Okay, that's why this door card is bulged out like that, is that spring. So I don't put springs in there. So maybe after a while with this door deal on there, it will not bulge so much. Don't know why they did that. Shh, 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 shh. There you go. There you go. Shh. Don't tell anybody, okay? Some people don't know, but the screws for these escutcheons are year specific for the I don't know what the word I would want to use, the real Volkswagen enthusiast. So there's a lot of these that were taken out, and the screws fell on the ground and at the salvage yard. So yeah, Okay, we have our window crank, and if you look at that closely, the splines are all gone in it. Probably the screw came loose and then it slipped, and they just whizzed it around a bunch of times without tightening it up. But look at the quality of this. It's got 2 pieces of steel wrapped around that. How cool is that? Now I want you to show you the Chinese one that I bought that's going to snap very quickly. It looks very robust, doesn't it? Until you turn it around and you see that it's also had cast deals put in here to make it fail even quicker. So I don't know how long that's going to last. Okay. When you put your window cranks on, crank your window all the way up and have it so it's the weight of the crank. I know this doesn't mean a lot, but if you have it over here, and as you're going down the road, because you have the crank down, it will, that's just how I was taught. Oh, that's nice. Jeez. Oh, it hangs up on that. Cheap. Oh, that's cheap. I'll see if I can find some on the Samba, some real ones. These are just junk. Okay, well, that popped out, sorry. There you go, pop that back in there. Okay, don't push anymore on that. But it's pushed out like that because of that spring, so eventually it'll go back in. But anyways, you want the weight of the crank, I know it's not a lot, and that way your window won't slowly roll down, if that makes sense. That don't look too bad. I need to show you this because it's really weird for Oklahoma. It's really weird anywheres, really. I just don't understand what happened to the water in this thing. It got solid, and I have no explanation for it. I don't know. I've never seen such a thing. Anyways, freezing all this week, and not going to get above freezing until sometime next week. High Sunday of 9. Now I've never seen, I've seen 9 before, but at a low, and it's supposed to be below 0 on some of the lows. So it's just incredible. I've never seen it this cold here. Focus. Okay, I got some interior work done a little bit. Door panel on, I'll open up that one. I put my panel in here. I kind of scabbed a little piece of material here. It'll be beautiful, wonderful. Kind of shined up my ashtray a little bit, cleaned things up. Put my seat belts in. They were a giant pain in the ass. Rusty, not working, that kind of thing. And now they work pretty good. Really just facades, actually, because I don't think anybody's ever going to sit back there. And you can't really see that. Let me see if I might be able to shine some light on it. A little better. Turn the key on. And so I have that there also. So let's come around to this side. And put that together. Now I still have to clean these door panels, so I'm going to give them a little scrub and a little Armor All or silicone or something, and that worked out really well. So there you go. Do not like those Sam I Am. those are going to break. So I'll find some originals probably on the Samba. They should be pretty easy to find, just some originals though. I want original ones. And the door shuts really nice. It's a little stiff, but new gaskets. And the running board, she don't look too bad. Not too bad. There you go. Like I said, $25 running board, so you know you can't complain. All right, we're coming right along. Today in the mail also I got back my original fuel pump that Bill had rebuilt, Warbird at Sparkworks. Just you know, I think this is going to go up on my shelf because it's so pretty. I'll just put it up there. It's just beautiful. Nice. Isn't that nice? Isn't that beautiful? Even the little deal in there is plated. Replated it. I mean, spectacular job. Incredible. So we're going to put this up. I'm going to put this up on my shelf. There's no way I'm going to wrap it in a paper, set it out there. I swear to you, I'm going to set it on my shelf in the bedroom. Look, hubcaps. Put the correct lug nuts in it. BR is going to send me the plastic wedges that go into the to hold my water bottle in place. I still need to get the tar pad in the bottom of this, and then yeah, I've got the wiring cover also. Right now I'm working on the horn, and I don't know if I showed you this. I think I did. Running board and seat belts and panels. So yeah, and then so I've got the horn off. Anyways, sorry, I'm going all over the place. I have 12 volts all the time going to this. Well, let me rephrase that. The ground is all the time. There's always 12 volts going to the horn, but the ground is always going to the horn. And I can't figure out what's wrong with it. And the only way to figure out what's wrong with it, and I believe I know what's wrong with it, is the collar that goes around the bearing is grounding itself somehow. The only way to do that is you have to pull, to do it right, you have to pull the steering column out, because you have to have it like upside down in order to gently and gingerly pull out the turn signal, or you'll lose those collar. Oh, it's a nightmare mess. I tried, forget it. I bought myself a little push button switch, good. But with electric going to the horn, it doesn't work. I knocked it about and it still didn't work. So I'm taking out these screws and we'll see what we got inside this. Marcy, oh, the lady with Pickle, the split window bus she's doing all the rust work on. She did a restore on her horn, and just like this one probably is going to be just like that one. I don't know. After a while they bleat like sheep. They don't go beep beep anymore for some reason. I don't know, but I'll look into it. This one did the same thing. I have the horn for it. It bleats like a sheep, and I bought a Wolfsburg horn that sounds like a Toyota. Yeah. So we'll put this one on there. If it bleats like a sheep, we'll leave it. Okay, it doesn't look too bad underneath there. Probably my points are corroded. Now, there's a screw on the other side here, and I started taking it out. Count how many times that comes out of there, because that spring tension is critical on there, and so you want to put it back to where it was originally. So I'm going to take this apart and then clean those points up with a little file, and See if it doesn't work. Here's that. It goes in there like that, and then there's a stud that is the connection that goes up underneath here. And if you look at this, let me try to separate these. There it is. There, finally broke loose. So they're pretty corroded, so I'm gonna shave those, or kind of clean them up a little bit. That's what the problem is they're just not getting any connection. And so I'm gonna clean those up, put it all back together, and we'll see if it works. Nice. Good and loud. Doesn't bleat like a sheep. It actually works. Okay, so I couldn't figure this out, and I just kind of went through my wires, my ground wires, all the way up to the steering column. I couldn't figure it out because there's nothing I have that's wrong, and then all of a sudden I'm getting this now. So let's see if it works with this off. No, you have to have the key on to energize the horn. Key has to be on. Okay, so my push button will work, my push button horn, it will work. I cannot tell you why it didn't work before. I just don't know. I can't tell you why there's ground down there all the time. I can't tell you why. I don't know. I just fidgeted around with some wires, unplugged them, plugged them back in, and it works. Like I said, I have this exactly how it's supposed to be, and yet it wasn't working. I was getting 12 volts down there all the time. I don't know, maybe there's a ground down there all the time, but the ground isn't sufficient enough. Who knows? It works now. But when I put it all together, when I turn the steering wheel, you can bet it's going to go off and do all kinds of... I don't know. So these are the tar pads. Focus. These are the tar pads for the Volkswagen. And I have 2 of them. And they're about yay thick. And you can buy them already cut. I have these. And the back ones, the ones that are rectangular, just rectangular. Anyways, I went down to the big box store, and I got this number 30 felt for $20. This whole roll for $20, less than $20, 18 and something. So this is roofing felt. This goes underneath your shingles, of course. But you can cut this to make these, and you can cut 6 or 8 of them and make them twice as thick as those and have that much more sound deadening. You can customize that and put it in your car, and you'll have a lot of sound deadening, underneath your carpet. You can put a lot of that in there. Now, you can also get it free if you go to building sites where they're roofing houses, because they cut off ends and dribs and drabs that the inside of a Beetle isn't that big, and you can use those pieces, hodgepodge, pidge-podge them together, and you can have great insulation qualities on your Volkswagen for nothing. You can also wait until I carpet those houses and use the carpet. You could use the carpet even if you wanted to. If you wanted to, I prefer to buy one that's already cut, but I've done that before. With green shag. So yeah, but you could get the carpet pad also to go underneath your carpet free. So this, you could have a perfectly beautiful Beetle and save money by buying and cutting your own tar pads and your own padding just by going to a house, a building. And I want to show you this next also. I got these as well. Here's the rear seat. right there, and that's the back, and then the 2 pads for the seat. I just got the black basket weave because it was the least expensive, the correct one for the car, and they had it in stock, so I can do some work on it. Now the carpet, on the other hand, I opted for charcoal carpeting with charcoal with black piping, so that was a little bit more, and I ordered this roll of pad, which looked to be really nice, so ordered that. Here's the people I bought it from, and here's what I paid for all of it. So really not too bad. Really not too bad. Yeah. So you'll know what we'll be doing next on our next video. Yeah, that's great. It's been like this for a week, below zero. It hasn't let up. Tonight is supposed to be record lows, with a high today of, I think, 9, or Sunday 9. And then all week long we're supposed to get snow. We're supposed to get a record snow Sunday. So, and they're talking 4-foot drifts, and for Oklahoma, that's paralyzing. That is just, that this is a once in a lifetime, once in history, global warming event. Okay, even if it's climate change, in which way does burning fossil fuels have anything to do with how much damn snow we get? Or how cold it is, especially when it's this cold. I might be able to plausibly see their argument if it was 100 degrees today, but it's freaking not. Thanks for wrenching with me. I think I'll do some snowblow videos. I better get inside, I'm freezing. See you guys later.